How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and in today's video I'm going to go ahead and tackle the mounting system, the mounting hardware, and the cable system for the active Aero wing on the go-kart. A few weeks ago I rigged up a very rudimentary one with some tape and some stuff I had lying around the garage, but today I actually went to Home Depot, got all the hardware and the necessary cables that I will have to use to be able to mount this thing. So the goal in tonight's video is to have a functional active Aero wing. Alright, so apologize if it's a little poor lighting. I'm doing my best here with this little guy and then the garage light. But so what we got here, for those that haven't seen the go-kart before, or maybe not, well, here's the go-kart I built, and for those who haven't seen any other videos on my channel, I built this go-kart completely from the ground up. There is a playlist on my channel that you can watch me build this thing all the way from idea to metal tubes to where it is now. But anyway, so the current little mini project on this go-kart is I am putting on a rear wing, and I'm calling it an active Aero wing because when you hit the brakes, the goal is for it to pivot like that, much like the wings we see on the McLarens, Bugatti Veyron, and stuff like that. Now, we're not going to be hitting speeds in this thing, unfortunately, probably to where this will be a functional air brake. I mean, who knows? I don't know what the effectiveness of this will be, but it might be some. But before, in past, I don't think I recorded a video on this, or maybe I did. But this was the cabling system I rigged up, and that's basically some tape, or that's a cable taped to the brake pedal rod, and then that connected up to the wing up there. But now basically what I'm going to be doing is actually mounting a cable system to the master cylinder arm down there and rigging it up through the pulley on the back here. So what I'm going to do first, the go-kart was kind of pushed away on the side of the garage. I'm going to go ahead and bring it out into the main lighting area here, and hopefully that will help some of the lighting in the video, and then I'll actually go ahead and get started on mounting this thing. Alright, first order of business I'm going to do is cut off the tape and old cable that we have on there, and then start mounting up all the hardware that I got to the brackets on the wing mount here. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to mount the pulley here that's going to go on this little plate. This is going to act as the pivoting point for the cable to go from the axis of the brake rod to a perpendicular axis to pull the actual wing down. I'm going to be using the drill here to expedite the process a little bit, since these, I needed to get some bolts that had some a little bit of thread on them in order to attach the spring here. That's going to act as the return spring for the wing. But I just realized that that's not going to work because these are so shallow, so I'm going to have to use, unfortunately, a standard wrench. Alright, finally got the pulley mounted. Man, whoever designed this thing like made the worst possible like flanges, because you can't fit a wrench, like a socket, you can't fit a monkey wrench, nothing. So I basically had to jerry rig it with a crescent wrench, and then I luckily had a longer socket to put on the drill so it could go over the extra thread. But so I finally got that on. So now what I'm doing is I'm putting the spring on to this top bolt here. So I'll be using a large washer and another lock nut so it won't vibrate off and fall off. I'm going to put a lock nut against this big washer. Alright, I don't think that should come off. It should be okay. Alright, so I made the first loop in the cable. I put a big washer on so the loop can't hop over the nut. So now I'm going to feed the cable back through, up through the pulley, and then I'm going to see how long I need to cut it for the front mount here. The guy at Home Depot is nice enough to give me a lot of extra cable for the same price as less cable, so thank you to Steve at Home Depot. So now I'm going to feed this back through underneath, above the axle, so we won't have any clearance issues or interference with the axle here, and then up underneath the pulley. Alrighty, so got the first cable system all hooked up. So cut the little cable I got, ran it through, and then measured approximate distance up to the top mounted point. So that's the static part, or that's the wing in driving mode, no brakes applied. So it's got a little bit of tilt to it, a little bit of rake, but nothing too much. So now what I've got to do, well, I'll secure this piece on here with a lock nut and a washer, but then what I've got to do is make a return cable system using the spring I put on earlier down there. Because essentially, if I just left it the way it is, you would hit the brakes and then this wing would just flop all the way forward. So we need some sort of cable system to prevent it from flopping all the way forward. So I'll hook up one end to the spring here and then one end to this other bolt mounted to the back of the wing. And then after that, we should have a functional active Aero ring here for the go-kart. Alright, now that I got the front cable system all secured with the lock nuts and stuff, I thought I'd give you guys a little taste of how it's going to work here. So, oh, see, that's what happens if I don't have the back return cable. Why don't I just go ahead and put that on, and that way I can actually test it a little bit better. Alright, are you guys ready for this? The world's first ever go-kart with an active Aero wing that is functioning on the go-kart. So finally got it rigged up. Got both cables here. So you can see they go down. We got the return spring on the back. Pulley goes forward. It makes the brakes a little bit heavier, so I still have to test like how the brake feel is when you're driving. Obviously we don't want to inhibit any performance in terms of brake feel, so it does feel a little bit extra squishy just because we have that whole spring and cable system and we've got the extra weight of actually pivoting the wing. But before I end the video, I want to show you guys the system functioning with me sitting in it, and then the following video I'm going to combine the next video with me solving the carburetor lean issue. So I also filmed a part today. I swapped out the jet and the carb, so that's a whole different video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll that video in with me testing the wing for the first time and seeing how the brake pedal feels. But let's go ahead and show you guys what the wing looks like pivoting with me operating the brakes here. This is so cool. So this is like max brake. So you got the wing almost perpendicular to the ground. And then a little bit of brake, half brake, full brake. I can definitely feel when I'm doing it right now. I'll probably have to reinforce the pedal system a little bit on the go-kart. Ever since I built the pedal system, it's not my favorite design. The way the return springs are and just the strength of the pedals, actually, not the plate I made, but the pedals I bought from Comet Kart sales. I'm not too stoked about them, so I think it'll be a design, another mini project that'll go off of this, is just to strengthen the pedal feel, because they do feel a little wimpy, but I think it's working great right now. So the true test will just see how it feels when you're actually driving it. But I mean, it's working great. The little cable I got, it's a little 16th inch cable, but it is able to hold quite a bit of weight. It's braided cable, so it's not gonna crimp and then break over time, because it's many cables wound together in a braid. And it's stainless steel, so it won't rust either. So thanks again to Steve at Home Depot for helping me out today. He had some great input, and he might be a possible go-kart builder based on what I was telling him about my project here. So even my dog on the couch over there is like, what the heck is that on the back of the go-kart? But this is so cool to finally see this thing working. It was a long time coming, but she's kind of scared. My dog over on the couch. It's okay, it's just a wing on the go-kart. Oh, got a little stuck. Might have been the spring. I could do this like all night. Alright, I'll show you guys another angle too. Oh, overturned it a little bit. Might eventually have to get a different spring if this one starts to stretch out over time, but if you do press the brakes a little too far, I think it'll throw it forward, but for the most part, it's pretty dang good. Alright guys, so let me know what you think of the Active Aero wing on the go-kart. Now this is just a cool piece. Like I've said many times, it's probably not going to add a whole lot of performance. We did add quite a bit of weight to the go-kart by adding this thing. But this thing comes off, this whole wing fixture comes off with 4 bolts. So I can always revert it back to before. So it's a cool piece. I think it adds a little, makes the go-kart look a little bit more racy. I like it quite a bit. It kind of makes it look like it's from like Mario Kart or something. It's pretty funny. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. There's still a lot to come with this part of the build because I've got to paint this thing and then probably do a little bit more R&D with maybe a little bit of a tighter spring on the back. And then because of how the brake pedal feels with this, I definitely want to change up the pedal assembly. It's something I've been wanting to do for quite a while because, like I said, ever since I first built them, these pedals just kind of feel a little weak. They're not the strongest built pedals. They're just a single mount here. So it'd be cool to do like a double mount system. Might be a little bit stronger, at least for the brakes. The gas is okay, but since you've got a little bit extra force on the brake pedal, maybe focus on that. But that is going to conclude this part of the video. As I said before, the next video is going to be me testing and driving the go-kart with the new carb jet, with the new exhaust, new air filter, see if I fix the lean out issue, and then also seeing how the brakes and wing performs when the go-kart is actually driving. And if you guys watched my how to build a go-kart video, you'll know that I talked about being organized is critical. And it was really confusing at times because I kept losing things because I wasn't being very organized down here. So it just goes to show you that organization definitely helps your workflow. And it doesn't also help that I dropped my socket set, so all the sockets fell out and now I have to go back and organize them all. So that'll be something I'll do in front of the TV when I'm really bored and have nothing else to do. So I'm going to clean this up and get ready for studying for finals. I've got finals coming up, but the next video, like I said, will be me testing the go-kart with all the new stuff on it to see how it performs, and then we'll be going from there. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the content, seeing me wrench around a little bit on the go-kart here and finally have the wing functioning as an active Aero wing. I think it is literally not the first go-kart with a wing, but the first go-kart with an active Aero wing that functions when you hit the brake, so it could possibly aid in some stopping power. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channel. Lots more go-kart build videos coming on this go-kart, the How to Build a Go-Kart series, and I have some news with my C55 that's pretty exciting, so I'll be sharing that on the channel as well, because I know I have some C55 lovers on here as well. So thanks again guys for watching, stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul.